Hi, welcome to day 26 of 365 days of art. You can see day 25 behind me, where I was trying to do some one-stroke flowers by Donna Dewberry. I didn't really care for the way that the one-stroke stuff has been turning out. It's a very cool technique. I'm just having a hard time applying it to using on my canvas rather than smooth paper. However, we're going to go back to the person who did the daisy tutorial that I followed and did quite like, that got me interested in the technique in the first place. She has another YouTube video called How to Paint Marigolds. As a reminder, this is April Numamoto that I will be following. I really hope that I like the way her instruction goes, because what I would like to do tomorrow is to move forward, kind of design my own composition using the technique and just see what I end up with on my own, because that's the whole point of, doing this whole thing, is to sample and try a bunch of different techniques so that I can apply them to my own work and really dive into the ones that I find out that I really love. So I don't want to stay on any one thing too long at the beginning here, but also I want to take what I'm learning and see some progress. I think that's so important. Anytime you're learning something new, take a moment, take a deep breath, and compare day one to day, we're on day 26 now, and that's just crazy to me. There are still so many days to go, 339 after today to be exact. So obviously I have a ton of time to play with different techniques, but I am trying to narrow down in these beginning days things that I really want to focus on. And also I would love to hear from you lovely people, the viewers, as I'm sharing. If there's anything that you really want me to paint or a technique that you want me to look into, would be more than happy to give it a whirl, see what I end up with, kind of let you know about different paints and mediums, brushes, whatever it is that you would like to see me give a whirl. With all of that being said, today, let's paint. Using Arteza acrylics again, titanium white, mid yellow, Mars orange, yellow green, and Prussian green. I have a couple of brushes here, 2 flat brushes. I actually end up not using the smaller flat brush, but it's good for the inner parts of petals if you want. The round brush I'm going to use for leaves. And then you have the script liner. You notice of all of them, the script liner looks a little different. It is a more expensive brush. It's because when you get to the really fine script liners, normally you can only find those in the artist quality brushes, so I recommend using a coupon and collecting them one by one. And here I have Liquitex's matte medium. I wanted to give this a try since the Floyd was still causing a few issues for me, just to see if this would maybe make it glide easier across the canvas. This is the last thing I'm gonna try adding to my paint to see if I can get this to work. I of course have the Floyd as a backup, and as a reminder, you're meant to mix that with 20 parts water to 1 part Floyd. Here we go. I'm just putting in a little bit of a circle to show where I'm going to put my flower in the middle. And there are those leaves. I was actually supposed to make them a little more transparent because they're supposed to be background leaves, a good way to fill in your composition without making it too busy. Already, even from these first leaves, I'm already loving the way that the matte medium is making my paint behave. It glides so smoothly across the canvas. Crazy exciting. Just a few little wisps of grass. They're super shadowy so that they're not too busy for the piece, but I do wish I'd made them just a little bit darker. I think I went from one spectrum to the other. Overcorrection. These are super fun, and this is using that, I wish I could remember the name of that brush, and I'm terrible at pronouncing it, but it's basically a rounded flat brush. That's what I'm doing all these leaves and greenery with. Loading light green on one side and dark on the other. Here we get started on the petals. And also I'd like to note, so any of my transparent colors, I went ahead and added titanium white into them. So even though that dark green's really dark, I had to add titanium white because it was a semi-transparent color and I wanted all of these to be opaque. I didn't want to run into the same issues I ran into yesterday. Here's where the flower gets tricky. So a lot of people for this technique turn their paper as they work on it, and you can see me kind of trying to turn myself. And the reason that I'm doing this rather than just turning my canvas is because I like to work on canvas. I like to work on big canvases, and I work on them on my easel, and I put them up and down so that it's not so hard on my neck. And that's just a conscious choice that I'm making. I could put it down and turn it around, but I would rather teach myself to do it with my canvas staying in one position, just because that's going to be better for me in the long run. And that's something that you should look into if you like to draw or like to paint, but you're always getting a crick in your neck and it really hurts. I highly recommend getting an easel that you can put your work just straight up and down. That's going to help you a lot. And here we are finishing up. I'm adding in some darker leaves to kind of finish off the composition. I love the way that this came out. The instructions were super clear. That matte medium is fantastic. I finally feel like I understand how to get this technique to work. I was kind of doing all the right brush strokes before, and that's a great example of you can be doing everything right, but if something is off and not working correctly, then it's just not going to turn out the way that you want it to turn out. And that's just the way art works sometimes. Here it is, all said and done with the tape off the corners. I don't have much else to say about it. The layers came out really good. You could do this with a variety of colors, and I want to say a big part of this technique is knowing which way your brush is facing on the canvas. I spent a lot of time going towards the canvas and then having to flip my brush, remembering whether the orange or the yellow side was in or out. But overall, very fun and relaxing technique. Can't wait to use it for some really cool accents to pieces. Woohoo! Okay, I'm excited. I can't even contain that. Yay! Okay, this was the little magical mixture. Once again, that is the matte medium by Liquitex. I can't believe I didn't try it before. That is the magic substance. If you are trying to do one stroke on canvas, that is your best friend. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. This is an example of when is it the time to keep hammering away, keep trying, and sometimes that's all you gotta do is you just have to keep practicing it. And when is the time to realize that you just don't have the right tools for the project? As much as I hate saying that, sometimes it's just true. Sometimes it's worth it, just keep barreling forward. Sometimes that's all that we can do. But when you have the opportunity to use something else and find the magic key that unlocks what you were trying to do, that is so exciting. And the really nice thing about discovering this is that, yay, it's not too expensive. I hate when you find something that's crazy expensive. It's not. It's really not that bad. Also, all you need is a dollop of it on your palette. You don't need a lot of it. All I did was take my dry brush, dipped it into that medium, worked it in my bristles. I didn't use any water, worked in my color, and then if it still wasn't gliding quite right on the canvas, I might add just a little bit more medium. Because it's liquid, I put it in my little paint palette here. All I did was put it in this one single little circle, not even all the way full, and I still didn't even use all of that. That is how little you need of that medium. I'm so excited that I finally made some headway with this technique. I'm very excited for tomorrow. I think I am going to try it again, this time on my own. I'm gonna look at some reference photos and some flowers, try to create my own composition of something that I just think is gonna be fun and beautiful. Let me know what you guys are working on. As always, if you have any suggestions of something you'd like to see me tackle, whether it's a technique or just something that you want to see me paint, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you're up to. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!